Yeah, fellas, welcome to the show. We got some comments to go over today. A lot has happened the last day. Chris L. Storm, I empathize with the situation. Maybe some good things will come out of this for the long run. Racism will show its ugly head out in the open like it hasn't done in a long time. I just did a drive-by game show talk about the same the same thing. Remember, I'd like to turn lemons into lemonades? And I started looking at, okay, what good could come out of this? And I said the exact same thing there, Chris. Because we now have people, your race, standing with the Black Lives Matter. And then I said, I even did a show on, I know some of you may not like it when I say there are some decent white people out there. I did a separate video on that. And I know, and if you feel something when I say, there are some decent white people out there, that's coming from your programming. How dare you judge white folks? That's what I did all through my video. I was talking about, to the pure of the white race. The racist point of view. So yeah, there are good, decent, and you seem like one of them, good, decent white people out there. And I talked about that in my video. Maybe I'll put up later on. The changes going on in energetic in the white world, the white culture on an energetic level, like the zero birth rate. And there's this biological fear underneath that causes a lot of these people to become racist. As I talked about earlier, Dr. Chris Welsing did studies on that and came up with the fear of genetic annihilation. But basically, also looking at Obama's blackface for 8 years. Obama talked about how, you Republicans created him, but he actually had a hand in creating him because they had to look at his face for 8 years. And seeing those little black kids in that white office. That's a white folks' house. That's how that mentality thinks. Y'all nick blanks, get the hell out there. Look how they acted up when he got elected. Texas, twice, wanted to get out of the fucking union. Succeed. So yeah, that's the mentality. And I think your race, because I said it before, racism is not going to end until your race stops it. Till your race grows up and matures enough to put it into it. It came from you, it has to end with your race. Racism came out of white people. You guys created that. Black folks didn't sit around after slavery and say, we're racist. We're superior to you. You white people, you can't sit in the sun. We didn't do that. And getting your group of people to accept that responsibility is like cracking teeth. Maybe this will wake up call people need. I think so. Anyway, one thing is clear. People of all races, skin colors that stand against the injustice of racism, we need to get stronger and face this threat standing united. As I did, I had to keep doing the video over and over again. Some of the fellas, their discussion on my forum about, I said, if we had stood together, we could have made a difference. And a lot of blacks didn't vote. I did a polling. I just got back home, took coffee to my mom. She wasn't home, left her on the doorstep. But while I was at McDonald's, I did a poll of blacks. When I was at the grocery store, because I bought rotisserie chicken, some pears, and frozen vegetables. I talked to black folks I met. Did you vote? One brother asked me, I wouldn't even ask him because he had a ponytail, older brother. He had two pigtails, actually. It was kind of hard looking at him. So how you happy with the president? And I turned around, hell no. And I said, and it's only because, the racists are on his side. If they're on one side of the street, I'll stay on the other side of the street. And that's my reason for not voting for Trump. As I said, the racists are in that camp, I'm not going to that camp. I'm not a coon. I'm not going to go in there, keep my head down and, yes sir, boss sir. Peek. I'm not either sit to the side and, peek through some blinders at what's going on outside. I'm the type that's going to get out there into it. Face this threat standing, every man can make a difference. Exactly. So I got into this, discussion, and to you guys on the forum, I don't mean you no harm. I'm giving you my point of view. Okay, I can't sit to the side. When it comes to this election, I couldn't. I've done it before. There are times I didn't vote. There are times where I had my ex-wife send in my vote because it would come to the ballots would come to her home. I was using her home address. It's an apartment. So, and I had her, would vote for her. Yeah, I did absentee votes, that mail-in vote, like I did this time. But this time I only punched one thing, or marked one thing, Hillary. That's the only thing I voted on. Yeah, I voted for Hillary. I was leaning towards the independents, but I said, that'd be waste. This time it's needed. It's totally needed. Unfortunately, a lot of votes were actually wasted down there. There's going to be other black leaders that come out and say other stuff. This is my opinion on how I see things. Well, you don't see everything. No, I don't. But this is what I see. You either trust my judgment or you don't. Okay? It's better than doing nothing. I agree. Not doing anything at all time. Time to hit the weights. Good workout, brother. Have a good workout. Michael Nolan. How did he even get in? What now for America? Then he asked, what's this guy's name? His name is Donald Trump, Michael Nolan. I did a video on that. And also, as I said, let's turn lemons and lemonade. I'm going to put up the video. I'm asking you guys, let's study how he did it. Because the Trumpers that came in, spouting another man's words, they got mind fucked. And I want them to study how he did it. How did you get mind fucked by him? To where you're coming in, typing out his rhetoric shit. You're like a little blah, 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 blah. That's how I see you Trumpers. You don't buy another man's words, especially when Trump stepped into the arena of the politician. He switched hats from business to politician real fast. You guys thought he was just still being a businessman? Please tell me you didn't think that. They'll come back, no, you didn't think that. You didn't think. You Trumpers that came in black or white. Derek Kelly. Thank you for that info about the Phoenix. About Phoenix, in other words. I plan on moving there in September. Derek says, Phoenix, yeah. Phoenix got black folks there. A lot of black folks moved to Phoenix. I've watched their videos on YouTube, Derek Kelly. Just type in, move to Phoenix and look at what the black folks say about it. You're not going to escape racism. Arizona's one of the states. They're the state that wanted to do Nazi Germany. Got your papers to all Mexicans now. But Phoenix, times I've been there, had no problems. Michael Nolan, under the guy, finally spoke up because I said something to him about it with the fit burn victim dude. Well, that's a woman who liked his personality. He had something, I knew he was going to use the excuse. I'm not going to read it. Nate Biggers. Tariq Nasheed was a big advocate for not voting. And I'm a big advocate for voting. What does that mean? What does that mean to me? You follow who you want to follow, Nate Biggers. If Tariq Nasheed's words are more valued to you, then please follow him, okay? I say vote. Make our vote count. A lot of and I get where they're coming from. They want to sit back and say, I told you so. And watch, American struggle. There is some good that will come out of this, as Chris L.O. Storms put out, and I'll upload my video talking about that. White folks who are decent white people, the good white folks, they'll see how bad racism is. When these overconfident ones start popping off, it's not going to happen now. They're going to start hanging black people. They're going to start shooting us down the streets. They're going to have that attitude. That's going to cause some confrontations. And that's in the general populace area. We go to their area, you just may disappear. Eugene. I said in my video today, I want to see an Asian Trumper. Eugene Hong. I guess Eugene thinks that it'll just be directed at black folks. The racism. Now he's coming in on the victory over progressive fascism. I don't think he knows what fascism is. That was interesting to say. Professionalists. It's odd because Tariq Nasheed said black people shouldn't vote. Same thing I said to Nate. Professional issue. You're new here. I don't recognize your name. No. Nope, don't recognize your name. You probably made a comment, old channel or a long time ago, I just don't remember. A lot of the black people who produce felt that way. But remember, I lived through overt racism as a kid, and that's what I'm fighting against. They want us to, they want black people to experience it so we come together. I see the benefit of that. They want white people to see how dangerous a group of their race is. But at the cost of pain, I don't want to see that. That was my childhood. I don't want to do that again. Okay? Depends on what your life experiences are. That's what I see in younger teachers out there. Being 57, born in 1959, I was alive when Martin Luther King died. I was alive when Malcolm X died. I watched TV. My dad was avid news addict. I'm seeing the hoses. I'm seeing the dogs. Those videos, those black and white videos you've seen, that's my childhood. Imagine that going into a child's mind. Okay? Outside of that, if the racists were on Hillary's side, you'll see me speak out against Hillary. If they supported Hillary, I would have been dead against Hillary. I'm not the type that's going to sit to the side in this type of situation and just, peek through some blinders at some shit or just sit there and watch what goes on. I'm going to get out there and get in the middle of the stuff. That's my personality. Okay? As you see me do. I get out there and get in the middle of it. I say my 2 cents. I say what I believe and what I see. TBA said the same thing. PBT, now I'm sounding like a nerd. The Black Authority and Professor Black Truth. I watch a lot of Professor Black Truth's videos. I did not watch his video put out. It's called "I Told You So," or the one where he's was bragging about "I told Trump would win." I like his commentary and his style of commentary and his ability to find facts. I don't live on his words. Again, I'm a producer. I don't know if you must not be a producer. He goes, LOL, the KKK is celebrating on a bridge in Membrane, North Carolina. Yep. Some numbers, dude. Letters and numbers, I-94. Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Hasn't happened since the 1920s based on what people are posting on social media. Yeah. That's why it was so important that we all put our vote in. What do you think is going to come out of this new mixture? Do you think peace and equality is going to come? Do you want to sit back? Well, I'm black. America's never treated me well. I'm just going to watch and see what happens and laugh, like some of you brothers have. Same fellas under professionalists. comment says professionalist. That's not far from where I live. There's a popular flea market out there. I wonder how many Klansmen are out there shopping without hoods with all of us black and Hispanic people. And professionals said to him, wow, dude. The people that need to be really scared are the Muslims and the Mexicans who are here illegally. Now, when they get kicked out of the country, who's going to do the work they're going to do? They're not going to force blacks back into slavery. That's not going to happen. We're not going to get out there and do that work. They're going to find, by the way, one of the ideas that I'm sure they're going to look at is having the black prisoners get out there and do it. Prison labor. A lot of black instructors have already talked about, the new slavery is the prison complex. That's why they've been injecting a lot of blacks in the prison over these years. Just open the door and throw us in. Panani. I know all the true Irish American will have nothing to do with that racist shit. Actually, Irish Americans here are pretty racist, Panani. Sorry to tell you that. Unfortunately, they were in an environment where, remember, you guys weren't called white. And you had to get your white card, so your race sold out. Look at, case in point, O'Reilly on Fox News and Hannity. Those are two Irish boys. They are Irish lapdogs of white supremacy. See, what happens when people come to this country, if they're non-black, they quickly jump on that hate nigga card. Because that's what they do to fit in. They get around and talk about, Negroes around the water pool at office, stuff like that. Yeah, we hate them too, man. Man, they don't do nothing. They just collect welfare. Okay? And your group wanted to fit in. Your group had a hard time fitting in for a long time to be called white. Just to be called white. And you guys are the whitest people on the planet. I never understood that. But your race sold out for the majority in this country. I know a lot of decent Irish people, though. A lot of blacks have Irish ancestry also. Irish women were actually, having relations with black men. And vice versa. Your people became our overseers on the plantations. A lot of them that were going there raping. That's why a lot of people, when they do their DNA, they'll come up with Irish blood in there. Free sex. They went back there and got free sex. And a lot of whippings. When I first started dating Jovine, I research things. I'm an intelligent man. I need to find out information. I don't just sit back and listen to some jackass on a forum. In the area of race and all that. So I found information of the Irish out in the islands were revolting because Irish and Portuguese were working the land, and they were revolting against the Portuguese because they considered the Portuguese beneath them because they had dark skin. Kier Hawkins. I would love to travel in different areas because of what's going on out there. I have to be cautious mostly. That was my concern. My YouTube channel is about me traveling and commenting the areas I go to when I can. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll look at your channel. We got to keep our heads up, he also says. Leon Anthony. Damn, the trolls are in here. I didn't know that. I haven't seen any troll comments. Most of them, they're probably in the spam folder because they use the word Trump, or if you use the word Hillary, you go to the spam folder. I did it yesterday, way before the election. I did it in the morning time or afternoon or somewhere there. Jeff Archer. People are into sick shit. This is under what goes around. Most cases, it's white people fucking animals. And he's a white man. I remember in high school, there was this white girl who was caught getting fucked doggy style by her German Shepherd. Someone secretly recorded, and they spread the video all over school. Careful out there with some girls, especially if they're a little bit friendly with their dogs. And we've already seen the video. Actually, it was on my forum and the Facebook group that's out there on the YouTube right now of these white chicks talking about having sex with their animals, kissing them in the mouth, and the one German Shepherd was he couldn't even be still. He knew sex was getting ready to come. She's getting ready to have him fuck her when the video was over. And then one chick talking about, you got to pick the larger dogs. Not putting the group people down, just telling you what I saw. Mario, play it. My people and I are in trouble. Yes, you are. Are you? I don't answer me, but if you're, illegal, they're going to amp up, and it's going to cost Americans taxpayer dollars. They got a lot to learn about this. Those idiots out there have a lot to learn. A lot to learn. They're not going to go out into the fields and pick. No offense to you white people, you guys can't stand the sun. Even sunblock, all those hours in the sun picking fruit. MK Ultra. Trump is the wake-up call for Americans. Most are over-exaggerating this election. That's one of the fellows I was in discussion with. He didn't get out and vote. Inflated ego. I feel for you, Supreme. This must be a huge shock to you. It wasn't a huge shock. I actually had a flash of intuition a couple weeks ago I never talked about. I told Jovina about it. And I had this vision of Trump sitting in the fucking White Office. And I forced myself to erase it, and I replaced it with Hillary. And I said, please be Hillary. This is the first time the polls have ever failed. I've been looking at the polls since the whole thing started. They take a random sampling, and it's been accurate. It's within a few points. This is the first time. I don't know what it finished up with. I know it wasn't a landslide, but he did come out as the winner. Let's see. So it wasn't a shock to me. I was praying it would happen. I was trying to convince people and show even the Trumpers where I'm coming from, and also open your mind and don't take another man's word that stepped in the political arena. We don't listen to politicians. We try to see beyond them and see into them, see who they are as people. And I guess what they saw with Hillary was just too much for them. They'd rather have Trump. And I even did a video talking about that. I see why. To you guys, grabbing girls by the pussy, I'm in the dating community. White guys do that shit. Black guys do that shit. And raping 13-year-olds, Most of you guys would love to do that. Be at a sex party and there's some young thing down there. I run into that over and again with dominant society people and people who are half dominant and half other, non-black. Not going to mention it. The actual race that a few of my private clients were mixed with. They'd be okay with that. I don't want to fuck kids. They're 13-year-old. No, thank you. That's a child. I don't have that desire to overpower, and that's old Viking stuff. Energy. Everything that's energy is in the morphic field. The morphic field of white folks. There's things in that field. The animal sex, the racism. There's energy there. And with Trump, we saw the rise of that energy. Of one form of that energy. Because it's in fear of dying. It doesn't look like it. When things, before it starts to change, it goes through a big spurt of growth. Before you die, you have a flash. Your body, they say you speed up a bit. And the world's getting too complicated for racists to exist and racism to be out there. So we give them their 4 years. They're going to show themselves to their own people, as I said. And white people create it, white people have to end it. Black people, we can't end racism. We can get on and march all we want to. White folks create it, they have to end it. Okay? There's going to be some argument on that, but when you really think about it, yeah, because they're the dominant group in this country. It's coming out of them. We can't go to a racist and beat him in the head and say, hey, stop doing that. We got to make it so. White people have to make it so 60s looked down on it to start changing the minds. Now, these people are against all the political correctness. Let's call a nigger, or a black person a nigger, a spade a spade. What's the other words? A spick a spick. Excuse me for using these terms. I'm thinking like they think. You can read my comment that I said to Inflate Eagles, 2 comments. The numbers dude, Tarek Nasheed, Boyce Watkins, and a few other prominent black voices on YouTube have been telling black people not to vote the whole time. I know that. I guess they got what they wanted. It's 1 in the morning, and it's not looking good. Yeah. As I told him, it's over. It was actually 10-ish out here. I said, it's over. It's a done deal. He also said, I never thought we'd see the day where we get a president backed by white nationalist / skinhead organizations and the KKK in 2016. We're all coming along for the ride. I just said yes. Props to those brothers that saw it and they're doing the I told you so now. I wish we could have did more to stop it. Yes, it's going to be good for our race in the long run because we'll have to come together. Like we used to be when I was a little kid. So you guys don't have an experience with that. I tried to tell you many years ago, many people didn't listen to me, some of you might remember me saying this, when you look at what happened to us, it was a program that was run on us to get us to hate each other, to get us to break apart. And I quoted someone, to prevent the rise of another black messiah. And it worked. We were together in the 60s, 50s, going back. Because there was overt racism against us. So it's going to bring us together again. Or at least I hope so. Justin, Supreme, Obama wasn't the one who was legalizing gay marriage. Yeah, I told him, I know that, man. I think I did a video on that. I should have said, okay, Supreme Court. He was for it. That's what I meant to say. My bad. Thanks for catching me on that. As I said last night, in the video last night, I think. So I've caught up. I think I've already done Dominic's. The stock market is down. Mark Simmons, Trump is winning. Might be good. It will force black people to wake up. And Grant Ambrose games, my thoughts exactly. I want to submit this question to you guys who also believe that. At what cost? I submitted to you that there are over 930 racist organizations. Every last one was backing Donald Trump. That's a lot of racists in this country. You've seen their videos. You know what they're about. So I asked you, at what cost? Maybe it's a pain that we need to go through. I said that years ago. In looking at what happened between Africa and here. That the black race, the entire black race, needs to come together. The experience that we'll experience the next 4 years could very well bring us together. It could actually do a thing. Do you know what would happen if we came together as one group of people? You guys seen those videos of the tribes where they jump in the air in unison? Imagine us jumping in the air in unison. One focus. To benefit our race. As other races who come to America do. The Asian community do that. The Greek community does that for them. The Italian community does that for them. The Polish people do that for them. The Irish community, they do that for them. We are the only group that doesn't do it for ourselves anymore. We need to create another Black Wall Street. Many of you blacks don't know what that is. Google it or YouTube it. Watch the video. We need to create another Black Wall Street. People say, you're a businessman. You should be a Republican. I'm for whoever is going to hurt me the least, my race the least. And I voted Republican before in my time. Period. And shit is as it is. Looks like it's lunchtime. Jovina's here. Before she makes a comment, thinking I'm talking to her. Time to roll out, fellas. That's our comments.